Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Burgers with Eric podcast.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Burgers with Eric podcast. My name's Stephen James, your host. To my left is the Airbnb king of South Florida, Eric Weingart.
What's up?
We back.
Yeah,
It's been a nice little break for sure, man. But life gets in the way. It's crazy.
Yep. So it's crazy. Last podcast, we were just talking about it.
Yeah.
We were like, one things we love about Florida, you're invincible here. You'll never get sick. And then I got it. Honestly, that's probably the sickest I've personally ever been.
Yeah. For you?
For me, and definitely the longest, because it lingered 4 straight weeks. 4 straight weeks.
Yeah, dude, you must have had the Rona.
Dude, it was crazy. So I was fever-like for about 3 days, and then here was the challenge, dude. Every time I thought I was getting better, all of a sudden I just felt so sleepy, and it just kept, like, I needed like 3 naps a day for about 3 weeks.
Yeah, dude, you didn't test?
I didn't, but we know what it was, right?
Of course. No reason to panic, everybody else.
And now my Lex is sick. She's literally, in bed right now.
Yeah, no sexy Lexi today, guys. Yeah, Lexi's down and out. But same for me, man. So I don't, whatever you had, I didn't have whatever that was that bad.
But you felt it a little, right?
Yeah, man. Like sore throat for like 4 or 5 days, like snotty nose and shit. And we ended up going to Disney. Like all sick, man. Like, I just crushed mine with the emergency and zinc and all that stuff. But I had lingering effects for probably like a week as well. This week I started feeling better. My nose has been, pretty jammed up for a while. But
I think the difference. And I'm convinced this is what happened. It's all about lifestyle, right? So you kept a healthy lifestyle going, right?
Right.
So I had a bare knuckle box. Like one of my buddies fights in bare knuckle boxing. So it was a big event. We all went out, partied, had a good time. And that was right as I wasn't feeling well. So, of course, I was out till 3 a.m. And, and then the next day is when it kicked in.
Oh,
but
you had a couple cocktails.
a couple, more than that.
Killed your immune system.
Oh, destroyed it.
Yeah.
Destroyed
So you had a little Trojan horse, and then you're like, fuck it, let's add some vodka and see what happens.
Yep.
Nah.
And here's the thing. So I don't even know if I told you this. So these fights go really late. And one of the thing that every MMA fighter does or boxers, I think this is what it is. I don't want to speak for them, but this is what I observe. They train so hard for X amount of months. They're super diligent. Like, dude, they get to the point where they're irritable and angry. They're dieting so hard and stuff,
Yeah, I get hangry if I don't eat in 3 hours.
Yeah, so they're trying to make weight. And then imagine cutting 15, 18 pounds in
like 2 days.
So they're like, right? Yeah. But it probably helps them in the ring a little bit, right? So what they all do is they throw these big parties after. So, and they don't start. Dude, this party didn't start till 2 a.m.
Dude, what is he eating? What does it look like? What's the after party after a bare knuckle fight look like?
Oh, he's raging. Yeah. His face is all jacked up.
Beat. I saw the pictures,
So the party, me, if I go past midnight or 1, that's late as hell for me. But this thing didn't start till 1.
Bro, midnight or 1, I'm done at 9:30.
Yeah.
I'm out. I'm looking for the exit at 10.
But me, I turned it up, and it was like 3:30 in the morning. Alexis is like, "Come on, let's go." I'm like, "I just started having fun."
You gotta be up in 4 hours.
No, I was supposed to golf the next day.
Oh yeah.
With Frank, I literally texted Frank that night. I'm like, "Dude, there's no way I'm doing this.
Yeah.
This party just started at 1 a.m. I thought I was going to be home by 1 a.m. But anyway,
Was it a good time though?
Yeah, there's a club inside of the hotel, the Hard Rock Hotel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a
the one in Fort Lauderdale or Hollywood.
Yeah, they had a giant, place like VIP and all this stuff, and I knew a lot of the fighters and stuff there, so it was a blast.
So what's it look like? Describe it. What's the party look like?
What's the party look like? It looks like something you see on TV. Like it's all black. There's all these lounge chairs that are red. There's lasers shooting everywhere. There's a DJ in the middle. People are dancing like crazy.
Oh, so it's like a nightclub, but it's rented out for his buddies.
Yeah, club exactly.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
What kind of food?
Whatever the hell you want. Steak, chicken parm. Oh yeah, it's
Just-
legit.
Like made to order? Or is
Yeah,
it
oh yeah,
buffet
oh, yeah.
style.
Oh yeah, no buffet style. My bad, buffet style.
That's
yeah.
sick. It was like, I'll take some of that food.
But that was the first time I've been to a club. I mean, and
Yeah.
really hung out in shit, man. 15 years.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't like
So
club.
you got to start coming to the Vegas events with us, bro.
Yeah, maybe I did go.
Yeah. No, but for we've toned that back tremendously. Harvey, you're such a handsome boy. Eric's dog Harvey is here today, and he's just wonderful. So hopefully he makes a cameo. He's side eyeing me like
He will.
Yeah.
That's
So
why
I'm
we need
talking about
another
you. I
camera.
know.
Harvey, come here, handsome.
Come here, buddy. All
He's
right.
so
You
stellar.
stay right there. He's the best. Where'd you
So-
get him?
You want to know the story?
Yeah.
So I was in the market for a dog 6 years ago. 6 years ago, actually now. And Lollipop Farm, I was still in Rochester,
Yeah.
right? They got a bunch of, rescues. And so whenever there's like a natural disaster,
Yeah.
obviously, especially flooding,
Yeah.
which is really terrible because
It just drowns him.
yeah, and what they'll find are animals floating in the water or surviving still and
swimming around.
yeah, like on a roof or some crap. So that was his mom.
Yeah.
So his mom obviously had the litter, so they took his litter to New Orleans. So she had seven or eight puppies in her litter. They all went up to Lollipop Farm. They named him the Seven Dwarves. He was dopey. But so he's never lived a bad day in his life. So when people hear rescue,
Yeah.
they think rough and tough.
Yeah.
He's
He
seen
was
nothing but
beaten.
suburbs.
Yeah, well, it's amazing. He's a white collar rescue.
Absolutely, definitely.
That's great.
Yeah.
No,
So-
man.
I love your dog obsession and love. I love how much you love him.
He's just tremendous.
Yeah.
He is.
Look at him. He's just
I know, bro. You're.
He's classy. He's kind of
Yes, the
elegant.
bow tie is just
Yeah.
a stately gentleman.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
amazing. Yeah, mine are getting a little bit long in the tooth, man. They're
Yeah.
old. They're getting old. But love dogs. Lift heavyweights, pet dogs. I saw a shirt the other day that said that. But So we did. Have you been to Disney World? Disney World. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one.
6, 7 years ago. Yeah, I was.
Okay. See, I hadn't been since I was like 7 years old.
Okay.
I threw up. I remember I puked all over Mickey's Playhouse or whatever.
Oh, wow.
And then again in Tom Sawyer's Treehouse. Yeah, so.
Wait.
Yeah,
Why
well,
are
I
you
was like
vomiting.
7. Oh, I was 7. I don't know. I remember.
Just sick, or are you scared of the ride?
No. I was just sick. I think because I remember we had Pizza Hut the night before
Okay.
somewhere in Orlando. And yeah, man, just puking everywhere. And that's my only memory of Disney. Right. So my wife's like, let's take the kids to
They hadn't done it yet.
to
Okay.
Disney. Yeah,
Oh,
they're
okay.
the kids are not 3 yet. They're 2 years and 9 months. Right? So I'm like, all right, well, see how much it costs. Let's go. Dude, Florida residents get a smoking discount. We stayed at the Grand Floridian, 3 days worth of parks for like $1,800.
Versus what? What's the?
Oh my
comp?
God, Justin spends like $15,000.
No.
But yeah, well, see, so here's the thing.
Okay.
The kids are free.
Okay.
Okay, so my kids were free. So there's 2, 3, 6 tickets we didn't have to pay for.
Yep.
So next year it'll be about $5,000. But yeah, the Florida resident thing's awesome. And we went during, this is kind of the off season because the kids are still in school and it's, the end of the not super hot weather yet.
Yep.
So I'm figuring, all right, this is going to be a breeze, right? So we get in the car at 11:30. I'm sorry, we get in the car at 8 o'clock in the morning and we arrive to the Grand Floridian about 11:30,
Yep.
right? Made good time. The kids did good in the car. All right, we get out, give the bellman our shit, and like right to the monorail, bro. We're
God.
walking up this main drag, like you scan your tickets and all this shit, and all of a sudden, like here's this parade, right? And my 2-year-olds have never seen anything like this shit, and my daughter's obsessed with Minnie Mouse, Mimi, going fucking nuts, bro. And I'm just like, this is insane. 700,000 people are at this park, and I'm like, what is going on here, man?
Stimulation overload too.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, massive overload. But the kids had a ball. This is an interesting mix of people.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you're saying that.
I mean, look, without getting into a crazy conversation, The one thing I did notice, man, was like the 65-year-old, like unwashed older man who's there by himself.
Yeah, it's suspicious.
Wearing
right?
like,
or it's harmless. It's hard to,
dude, like
suspicious.
wearing Mickey Mouse shirts and like Mickey Mouse backpacks and shit. Like you're 65. Why are you here by yourself with your New Balance shoes?
Are they slow or are they creepy?
I got just
Right?
creep vibe, bro.
Okay.
Like, and it wasn't just one. It was tremendous. And like, and then again, not to fat shame, but humongous people.
Interesting.
Like huge, and they're running around on the little carts. Again, whatever, that's cool, but
I'd have to dissect that for a while.
Like-
What's going on there?
like
Yeah.
Jesus, like
Yeah.
not like 400 pounds. I'm talking like my 600-pound life.
Like could be on a
bro.
TV show.
Yeah, 100%. Like
Interesting.
shocking, and again, same shit. Wasn't just one; it was many. So, but you had a good mix of like honeymooners and like, younger married people in their 20s and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
some adult. I know
They go
adult couples that love it.
Yeah,
you
my
know?
cousins, I think they honeymoon there.
Yeah.
They're like straight up Disney heads. And I get it. Like, I get it. It's magical. It's all cool and all that shit. Unfortunately, I've been corrupted. So, I don't.
So here's my thing, and you and I are just a year apart, right?
Right.
So
Not
same
even,
age,
not
same age, right? So we grew up. So I never watched Disney, bro. I watched Transformers,
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles, GI Joe, like Silverhawks. Like I watched like
I mean,
I
you
never
watched
messed with Disney.
like Aladdin and Lion King, right?
no, dude. You
never saw it?
And I don't know if this is because of my childhood.
It might be.
You know what I'm saying? But
It
there were
might
no
be.
princesses and shit and like fairy tale stuff. All my shit was like muscular dudes like shooting people.
Yeah, no.
That was my only.
Well, I
maybe
gotta-
that's my only interest.
Could be. I mean, I got a mix of both. How you didn't see Aladdin or Lion King when you were
I don't even know who the hell Aladdin is.
What?
I know Lion King's who? A lion?
Yeah,
I
James
know
Earl
nothing.
Jones is the voice of him, bro. Like instant Disney classic, bro.
Like I literally want to watch. I gotta watch some of them just to understand what the hell I'm.
Yeah, there's so many of them. But so now, like we're laying in bed and we got the YouTube TV, and the wife will go pick up. Bro, there's people. Okay, so let's switch it to just opportunity is endless in this country.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're a Florida resident, the season pass is like $250. It's nothing. You can go every day. So what these people do is they'll load up their cameras and just film their experiences every day on the ride. They'll film the fireworks. They'll put it on live, dude. And these people are making a fucking killing.
And people will just watch
They just
the
watch.
live.
They'll just watch it.
And they got 422,000 followers.
Yeah.
And
I mean, think about it, dude. You love UFC,
yeah.
right? So if you had somebody like live streaming for free,
Yeah, Conor McGregor walking out.
right?
Like,
You're
yeah,
gonna fucking watch it. There are people that have that level of passion for Disney, man, and like I get it. It's interesting. It's cool.
It's not that I don't understand the obsession. I just don't know Disney to even. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's
there's
what
no
it is.
association at all. So anyway, that's what we did while we were sick. And then last week, we were all set to shoot on the new location. Congrats on the new house.
Oh,
by the way.
thank
This
you.
place
That-
is phenomenal.
The whole move was a
Yeah,
lot.
that was part
Sick
of it too.
during the
You know,
move.
sick, moving, all that shit. So, much need a break. But so I show up noon last Friday, and it's like, all right, man, let's go. This is gonna be awesome. We'll shoot here. Wow, the lighting in here is amazing.
Yeah, we're ready to rock.
And then all of a sudden, we're getting ready to pull out all the equipment, and Eric's phone goes off. And when did we shoot? Like the previous Monday.
Monday.
We-
And
so-
I did that. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. So we shot 4 videos with a professional videographer. Shout out to Claudio. He's the man.
He's incredible.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Right? Now I've been doing video productions for video sales letters for 15 years, bro.
I've been doing a lot of video for.
Yeah. No.
with my-
Like for sales
Oh, gosh.
things like we're doing for you. So for
Yeah.
people that don't know, Eric is releasing, actually it's live now, Airbnb course on rental arbitrage, which is phenomenal for anybody that wants to get into, investing into real estate, but may not have that, 60, 70, $100,000 to put down on a property that can cash flow for you. Eric has a complete course, it's 53 videos that show you step by step from like literally setting up your LLC to, who to hire to clean the property after the booking is done, and everything in between. So what we did was we shot those videos Monday for that. And, I show up, we're getting ready to go, and his phone goes off, and the video production returns as finished. So we were watching these on...
little kids were so excited.
Oh, my God, I was floored, bro.
And I was waiting to, just so you know, because you're very, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say, you're not particular, but you don't accept anything less than, like, badass.
No, nor...
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nor should you.
And I love that about you, right?
Yeah.
So I was watching you because I was like, all right, this is either going to be like, fuck, we got to do all these again, or this is going to be jumping for joy. So I was watching you the whole time.
Blew me away.
Yeah,
Blew me away. So it fucked my whole head up for the day. There was no doing a podcast after
we were all
watching
excited
that, because we've been developing that project since January, I think. And then we also have a sweepstakes offer, like a legitimate Publishers Clearinghouse style, like real giving away real money and all this stuff. We're just waiting on some tech.
And that excites the hell out of me. I
Dude.
can't wait to see people's faces when we're handing them. We're just going to give them cash, right? Mm-hmm. Right? We're not going to give them a check.
Nope. Straight up 2,500.
Just okay.
Yeah.
And then eventually the goal is get this thing up to maybe we're giving away 10x that money.
Of course. Yeah. You could, dude. Yeah. I mean,
can't wait.
it all depends. So that's what you can't wait to do. I can't wait to just watch the traffic and what they do.
Yeah.
Because it's crazy. We also figured out yesterday how we're going to randomize the drawing.
Oh, cool. Yeah, you're having a issue
so
with that.
so it's effectively every 30 days, 30-day set. Everybody that's entered to the sweepstakes for that 30 days, and the auto entry people, whether they're a monthly entry or a yearly entry, will have a number assigned to them. Everybody that expires.
Wow.
Right? So
Cool.
it's going to be literally 1 through however many people are actually entered for that 30 days. Then what we're going to do, bro, is we're going to, you know how you pick Super Bowl squares
Of course.
with the cards?
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, interesting.
All right. So if we know that there's 20,000 people that's in the drawing for that 30 days on the first of the following month, when we're going to do the drawing.
Yeah.
Okay, 20,000 is 5 numbers. Right? First number out's a queen. Oh, it's 0. Right?
Yeah.
Next number out is an ace. That's a 1, 3, 5, 6, or 3, 5, 0.
So we got one thing that's going to teach people how to make money, and then the second one we're just going to give people money.
Literally
I love it.
give money away.
Cool.
So again, we shot those videos Monday too.
Yep.
So we had like this double dose of like, holy shit, this is amazing.
No, they blew me away.
Yeah.
It was the editing
Yeah.
that crushed it.
Well, it's a combination of the editing with the multiple angles, which is part of the editing.
Yeah.
Right. So I've never, frankly, because we used to run, we used to hire actors and rent mansions and Ferraris and shit. The videos were like $30,000.
Yeah.
Only one view. So I've never seen sales videos like this for the way that we do it.
Yeah.
So I believe it's going to crush, especially the sweeps, because most of the sweepstakes offers online are just total horseshit. They don't go anywhere, and nobody ever reads the terms and conditions. And the terms and conditions literally say your odds of winning are 1 in 100 million, and prize is not guaranteed to be paid, which means they're never going to fucking pay the prize. It's just a data farm. So and the questions and the surveys never end. And by the time that the
All
customer,
these other sweepstakes are just
no, they're horseshit. Yeah, they don't go anywhere. It's either that or you'll enter to win a blender or some shit, and they'll hit your. In order for a sweepstakes to not be a lottery, you have to sell something along with that entry. Okay, that's the caveat to it. So these guys and I believe they're in Utah figured it out, where they're selling this fucking fitness app to like old ladies that are looking to win a blender. Oh my god! So they'll charge their card like $4, and then 7 days later they're going to hit the card for $89, and it's buried. It's on the page, but it's buried way down. Nobody looks at it. There's no mention anywhere else of this Power Fit app thing, right? So
I think I've been hustled on one of those things 10 years ago.
Oh, I'm sure. Bro. millions of people. So that's going to be our challenge with the sweepstakes, is to kind of like, hammer it home that we're actually giving money away, and it's actually legit and free and fair But yeah, we've been working on those things. That's why the podcast kind of slacked a little bit. But in between that time, right? Finally, the Durham report comes out.
Oh, it's so crazy,
dude. Give me your
no, it's not crazy.
No, what's crazy is it took 4 years.
Yeah.
Like Sean Hannity repeats himself every 30 seconds, right? He's almost becoming unlistenable. But we knew all this stuff for, 30 days. So buddy's got to go out. Yeah. That's all right.
He would have started whining and
and then it's going to show up on the
And I get a bit. Oh Jesus!
Yeah.
He's so great.
Yeah, he's just being a little jerk.
He can wait.
But yeah, no. So the Durham report comes out and basically verifies everything that the conservative news outlets have been talking about for the last 6 years. All right. So this all comes out. I'm just like, yeah, no shit. And what was your thoughts?
Well, so let me tell you this, and I don't want to go. Eventually, we'll go deep down the rabbit holes and the crazy conspiracies that I have, but I can't let people know how crazy I am yet because they won't watch another podcast. Right? They won't download another one. But my thing is this, right? So, you have people, watching CNN, you have people watching Fox, and you have, this idea that there's this cultural rage against one another. My viewpoint is this, and I have my political beliefs, right, and stances, but I truly believe we're watching a TV show.
Yeah, it's all fake.
Yeah, and I think the most powerful people are really behind the scenes controlling everything. So anytime I see something on CNN or Fox, dude, I can't give it any credibility to any major news outlet. I can't believe it. I'm going to always be skeptical.
Yeah, of course.
And maybe cynical.
Yeah.
So no, it doesn't surprise me at all. And then here's what, and just so you know, I do believe the Durham report, but I also, part of me goes, well, shit, maybe that was just released because, they're faking that too. Like there's so much, everything can be fake nowadays, and that's the challenge.
If you really dig into that Durham report, right, he's basically like, all this shit happened and nobody's going to jail. Like, okay, so how much did they pay you? You know what I'm saying? Like, even, it started with Comey, like, nobody can tell me. And I remember exactly where I was. I was in my now wife's apartment when we were, dating, watching the TV.
Yep.
And on is James Comey talking about, we found criminal activity with Hillary Clinton, but we're not going to fucking arrest her. Yeah. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Well, the Durham report basically uncovers that, what we were all suspicious about, right? Like,
this is all he has to say in this election, by the way.
Oh, I know.
Durham report.
Yeah, it's over.
Durham report.
Over. It's done.
Yeah.
It's done. What we all knew was Hillary Clinton was a shoo-in, right?
Yep.
Everybody, if the elections are fake, explain Donald Trump. Well, it was pretty simple. The guy in some polls had a fucking 1% chance of winning.
Yeah.
They didn't have to do anything. Hillary Clinton was basically written in. It was done. And they underestimated what people want. What people want. Look, okay, the guy is a Brooklyn billionaire, okay, in the real estate business, who's been in the public eye for 30-plus years.
Yeah.
Okay? Nobody recalls he won NAACP awards. He was the subject of every fucking rapper's desires and dreams.
Yeah, he was cool.
He was on The View millions of times, and Joey Behar was lapping at a... Like,
Celebrity Apprentice. Like people,
oh my God!
Like he was looked at as like in, I don't want to say in vogue, but like cool, hip.
Oh, but he was the embodiment of the American dream when we were kids.
Yeah.
Okay. So our attention span and our memories as Americans are so fucked because of the media. What do you mean Donald Trump is a racist? Like, if you actually still believe that, you really need to start looking at other information. This is what I say. Policy over personality. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
okay,
of
the
course.
guy's the biggest douche in the world. Fine. He can't control his mouth. Fine. I don't give a shit. How was your 401k? How was the opportunity? How was the
But
government's
maybe he never
policy?
gets any attention or makes any movement if he's not a knucklehead like that, right? So
Well,
if he just
yeah.
came in polished,
Right.
like a typical gray-haired white guy,
Right.
right? If he just came, maybe he wouldn't have made any noise.
Well, no, I mean, because again, the universal laws are any advertising is good advertising, good, bad, indifferent. You know what I mean? So he knows that. I mean, effectively, the coverage that all these news networks gave him.
All right, let me ask you a question.
Was free campaigning, bro. It's nuts.
Let me ask you a question. This I'm curious to hear how you answer this.
Yeah.
Ready? Okay. So, your position on the vaccine is that it's an illegitimate vaccine. Probably had some underlying, whether it was profitability or
It wasn't a fucking vaccine.
okay. So your position, it's fine. It's fine. And my position's with you.
Right,
okay?
right. I know.
So, all right. So let me ask you this question. This is a tough one for me. Okay. So, so what we were saying is that we believe Trump is rogue. He's not part of the swamp.
Absolutely
right?
not.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the reason I tend to believe that, and he's not part of the TV show,
right?
And that he's broken off from the TV show. The reason I tend to believe that, and what gives me confidence, is how much. The Durham report, how much they have attacked him, all these arrests, all these. So to me, that says, oh my God, he is striking fear in these
Massive,
incredibly powerful people and people's names we don't even know,
of course,
who are really running the show,
course.
Right? All those people.
Right.
Some names we know, some we probably don't.
Right.
Okay, but here's the one challenge I have is he has endorsed the vaccine. And so that part I struggle with. I'm like, damn.
Well, okay, so
that's the tough part.
And I completely,
I
completely understand that.
The
being a tough
conundrum
one.
there.
Yeah, of course. My thoughts are.
I hope he's rogue.
So think about this. Think about this for a second. Homeboy was cruising, bro. Economy on fire. Lowest unemployment rate ever. Yeah, very low inflation rate. Taking in all this money from China and making, the United Nations pay, members of NATO pay more and all that shit. To basically taking the burden off of America's shoulders financially, finally. Cruising.
Yeah.
Right? Now, listen, this sounds crazy, but we know that the coronavirus came from China. It was a fucking bioweapon, bro. Like, you can say, oh, it was a novel coronavirus. Do you remember that? Do you remember when it first came out? Oh, it's a new virus. Dude, they've been working on coronaviruses forever. Yeah. In fact, canines get a form of coronavirus. Right? So it's all about the media being horseshit. It's exactly what these guys want you to know and believe. And if you tell somebody something over and over and over again, it becomes true. It was funny because I saw a really cool Instagram reel the other day. There's a professor at some college. On the board behind him is a blue circle, like a solid blue circle, and a solid red circle. Did you see this one?
No.
Right? So he's talking to the room, okay? And he goes, one of these circles is larger than the other one. How many of you believe the blue one is larger than the other one?
And the blue is the smaller one, is what you're saying?
No, listen.
Oh, okay.
Half the room raises their hand.
Yep.
How many of you believe the red one is the larger one? The other half of the room raises their hand. He goes, you're all fucking stupid. They're exactly the same size, but I told you for 12 seconds that one thing was true, and it's not. You see how easy it is to convince?
Just manipulate.
Yeah, it's just. But think about it. Like, break it down, okay?
Yeah.
Here's the college professor. This is supposed to be a trusted advisor to these students, and we're paying money to learn from you.
Yeah. What he says is true. Yeah.
Of course. Put it back to the news.
Yep.
Right? People invite the news channels into their home. These people are credible. CNN, the most trusted name in news. Right? They just repeat the lie over.
Dude, they're just screens. Like it doesn't mean it's factual.
Right? Absolutely not.
And I know people that just go, it was on. I saw it, bro. They had it on the news, and I'm like, you're still that gullible? Like,
I know.
Yeah,
I know. So
they can't fathom. You know what it is? Some people can't fathom how deep the deception goes. That's really what it comes down
Oh,
to.
100%. No. Oh, you really think the government would do that? Yes. Understand throughout history, the government has done some really fucked up shit, especially to the black community, right? So, yeah, I absolutely believe that this mRNA vaccine, there's something way more sinister behind it. Why Trump pushed it, to come back to the original point, if you're cruising to re-election with a country that is literally doing the best it's ever done, and all of a sudden China releases this fucking weapon on the world.
Amazing timing, by the way.
Well, of course. And it all goes back to the World Economic Forum and all this other shit. So all these other heads of states are like, yeah, this is what we're going to do. You're going to be desperate to cling to whatever it is. So the people in charge that are like, hey, we've got this, Mr. President, we've got this, this can save people, right? Of course, and he's going to come out and say it. Now, 80%, I think 80%, he was just trying to do the altruistic thing for the American people. The other 20%.
He wasn't in the know at the time.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah,
the other 20% is the possibility that he's not rogue and he is just part of the fucking game.
Yeah. And that's the part that scares me.
I know.
Because what an amazing deception.
Oh yeah, it's incredible. But you gotta figure that. So again, somebody that's in the public eye for 30 years, 3 decades, and all of a sudden, 99.9% of the reports on this fucking guy that was beloved by the entire world at one point is negative. They're running scared because all he had to do was expose a couple of people, and they tried, but they just kept their foot on his neck for 4 years.
Yeah, nonstop. What a joke.
Just unbelievable. So, regardless of what you think, but then you read social media comments like, hey, what was bad with Ukraine and Russia? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I know.
Like, what are you listening to?
I know.
Like, come up with, like, dude, you need an outsider to clean this up.
Oh, for sure.
You need an outsider to clean this up.
Yeah, the cronies will just keep it going.
Bro, the problem is all of Congress, left and right, all of the Senate, left and right, are bought and paid for, every fucking one of them. How does Nancy Pelosi start in office at $150,000 a year and her husband are worth like, what, fucking billion? How does that operate? How do these people keep getting elected, bro? They can't. They're 80 fucking years old. They can't even speak.
You should.
How does it make any fucking sense? You're telling me that the suburban house mom is out there like, wow, I really love what that Maxine Waters has done for my fucking district. I really love that Joe Biden hasn't done a goddamn thing except for write racially insensitive laws in the 90s with Hillary Clinton and all her buddies. The guy hasn't done a motherfucking thing in 46 years. Who is voting for this?
I feel for the black community and the Latino community for these reasons, because I have witnessed this.
Yeah.
I've witnessed a Latino be a Trumper, let's say,
right?
Right? Or vote right.
A lot of Latinos.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, especially down here.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm saying in upstate New York.
Oh,
right?
okay. Well, that's a different
story.
Yeah.
Right. And then be shamed by their community like you're against us. So, and I'm sure the same thing goes on in the black community but I do think the black community is coming around.
Oh, they're waking up. Huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah. So,
and I love it because think about, let's go into the racial division thing, right? So if you read the Constitution, basically the constitutional republic that we have is an experiment in the citizens' self-governance. That's the whole point of it. So anytime these fucking idiots tell you, oh, we're a democracy, they're going to harm democracy. Shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about. We're not a democracy. We're a constitutional republic. Right. And somewhere along the way, whether that was after Abraham Lincoln or, in my opinion, Ronald Reagan was probably the last real president that we had. Because if you think about it, right, Bush 1 was the CIA, head of the CIA.
Yep.
First thing he does is go to war in Iraq. American people said, fuck that's bullshit. Let's install a Democrat. Because we've had, Reagan did 8, he did another 4. So that's 12 years of Republican policy. And how quickly we forget, right? So now we go to Clinton, who opens up NAFTA. Right, this is one of the first globalist ideas that is complete fucking failure. But charming, right? his past is sketchy as fuck. If you read into anything when he was governor of Arkansas, the guy is unbelievable. Him and a wife of his. Right, so he's horse shit. Then you got Bush, the idiot, Bush 2, who was like, I got to avenge my daddy. Well, all he did was just make his buddies rich by going in and slaughtering millions of Iraqis, which was completely fucked up, into Afghanistan and all that shit. So after Bush, what do we get? Obama? Oh, great. I mean, again, just another globalist that, again, I voted for him because why? George Bush was a complete moron, and I didn't like the fact that we were going to war for unproven reasons. Again, weapons of mass destruction, of mass destruction. All of a sudden, the entire country is behind this fucking invasion of these poor brown people, right? No, my wife is her family's from Iraq, right? They hate the Bushes because millions of Iraqis were killed for no reason.
Yeah. That's not what you'll see in the news here.
Oh, absolutely not. Yeah. But these are people that have family in Iraq, and they're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, just regular people. Yeah.
And this sounds fucked up. Listen to this. They loved Saddam Hussein.
Yeah, no, I know that.
Loved him.
I know that.
Right? So my wife's parents are Catholic. Right? People don't realize that. I tell people this, it blows their fucking mind. Yeah, they're from Baghdad, but they worship Jesus Christ. Yeah. Right? The Chaldean community. A lot of them in Detroit, some of them in Arizona, California, and pretty much nowhere else in the country. Saddam Hussein knew how to keep these people in line. The Catholics aren't involved in this Sunni Shia bullshit, right? They've been at war for 3,000 years. When you have a culture that is not afraid to die for what they believe in, no amount of Western democracy, policy, negotiating, none of this fucking shit matters to them. All they want is to know that their God is number one. That's it. Yeah. That's it. So Saddam Hussein gassed his people.
Unbeatable cause.
You cannot you're not going to westernize fanatical religious people. Yeah. And it's fucking interesting because that's exactly what's going on in this country, both on the left and the right. Right? Like, you will never change my stance of being a Republican. No, you won't. Now, I'm a constitutional Republican, meaning I believe in the founding fathers and what they believed in. Yep. Not necessarily this modern policy, because Republicans are fucking spineless in Washington. They're terrible. They all have to go. And all that tells me is they're two wings of the same bird. Yeah, Nothing happens in this country unless both sides want it to happen.
You wanna think about something scary?
Yeah.
Think about something scary. When I put this into perspective for people, this usually hits home with them like, oh wow, things are being more controlled than I realized. So let's start with 1980.
Yeah.
Do you remember who the vice president was for Reagan?
Dan Quayle. No, it's George Bush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you got 8 years of a Bush.
Yeah. And then Bush had Quayle.
Okay. Yeah. So no, but here's my point. Who was the president? So you have 80 to 88. You have a Bush in a White House.
Correct.
Yeah. So from 88 to 92, who was president?
George Bush.
You now have 12 years of a Bush.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Uh-huh. So 92 to 2000, who's president?
After Bush was Clinton.
So we have Bushes and a Clinton in the White House now for 20 years.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, who's the president for the next 8 years?
George Bush.
For how many terms?
2.
You have a Clinton and a Bush now, 28 years in the White House.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, who wins the next one from 08 to 16?
Obama.
Okay. Now, this will blow your mind.
Yeah.
We had the Bushes and the Clintons in for 28 years. They thought there was going to be another Clinton in there for another 8 years.
Correct.
So theoretically, 40 years of Bushes and Clintons. If that doesn't tell you what the hell is going on.
Right, of course.
Right?
Yeah. No, dude, I never thought about it in time frames like that.
Which is 40 years of a couple families.
Yeah, I know.
And we don't...
Right.
Come on.
Oh, no, these are legitimate.
Oh, no, yeah, they just they ran on good morals. They have good morals.
Wanted. The fuck out of here, man.
So usually when I put it in perspective like that, it usually wakens them up a little bit.
Yeah, just something. Yeah. But, and again, people are such hardliners, dude. I read comments and I just shake my fucking head. Like, there's no hope for these people to wake up until it's too late. Yeah. Right? No, you're going to be the first one volunteering to hop on those fucking cattle cars. Yeah, I'm going to bring it back to, Nazi Germany, because ultimately what we're facing right now is fascism from the left.
Yeah.
And The right is allowing it. So what does that tell you? They're on the same fucking team.
Yeah.
It's insane. So where I stand is they all got to go one way or the other.
Yeah.
But it'll never happen.
Yeah.
Right? So, you think you and your buddies with your AR-15s are going to lead a revolution. And I'm just like, you know what? It's not implausible. In fact, they've wargamed it. Like, dude, you don't think that there's millions of ex-Army, Marines, Navy, Air Force people?
Oh, I'm sure there's a couple groups in South Carolina that are deep in the woods,
buddy,
that are just as scary as the military.
You realize the first thing they're going to do is take the power out. New York City without power cannibalizes itself in 11 days. It's done.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so, you're going to fight F-16s? Okay, think about this. Dude, there's only a couple of million servicemen. Where are they right now?
Yeah, 1.5, I think.
They're not fucking here. Maybe the reserves are here.
Yeah.
But guess what? Just the hunting permit holders in this country would double the size of the U.S. Army.
Yeah, people, I said this on the other podcast. Enemies, foreign and domestic.
Yeah, I know.
Right? And to me, that's the biggest one.
Right. So bring it back to that.
Yep.
Okay. Well, you think they're going to beat F-16s and all this shit? Meanwhile, the president of the United States is threatening his own people by using F-16 fighter jets against them. If that's not fucked up, I don't know what is, because I thought we were the land of free speech and the fact that the government works for us. Why the fuck is Joe Biden out there talking about using F-16s against some people? Now, that's one point. The second point is, tell that to the Afghanistan army. Right? A bunch of dirty farmers that picked up rocks and sticks and guns and shit because they beat Russia and stole all of Russia's shit. The second most powerful nation in the world at the time. They did that shit in the 80s. Yeah. Then let's talk about the Vietnamese. Ragtag guerrilla warfare smoked our ass.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Right? So you don't think the 700 million weapons that are here. Okay, well, think about how
it might be more than that.
Great.
It literally might be more
so
than that.
This is something not
because some of you guys got 55.
Yeah, I have like 23 myself.
Yeah, you see what I'm
right?
saying?
No, like my whole neighborhood is armed. Like, here, you get the 50 cal gun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the guy across the street
got a war chest.
He was a Vietnam sniper. Like, bro, here you go. You get the long one. But this is not taught in public schools, right? America won World War II. Yeah, not without the help of fucking Russia.
Yeah.
People don't understand. The Russian army lost 15 million soldiers, bro. We lost 756,000. 15 million. Sheer numbers. That's how he beat Hitler out of Moscow or wherever the fuck Hitler was invading.
Yeah.
So you don't think for 2 seconds just a simple war of attrition? And they know that. Now it goes back to why men are being villainized for being masculine.
Oh, for sure. It's obvious. Clear as day.
You have to kill the warrior spirit. Yeah. You have to kill the American spirit. Take the men out of the equation. What the fuck is going to happen?
Yeah, there's not an attack on old people. There's not an attack on kids. There's not an attack on women. There's an attack on men. Because
100%.
Yeah, those are your warriors, right? And
right.
It's clear as day, and anybody who can't see that just isn't even critically thinking.
The only way you beat this country is within.
Yeah.
And look at Canada. What the fuck is going on up there? What is going on? I don't know enough about Canadian politics, but dude, just listen to the clips from 2010 of Trudeau talking about, we'll never take your guns. It's part of Canadian culture.
Yeah.
To like last month.
Yeah.
You're never going to be able to buy another handgun in this country and another. What the fuck is going on up there? What's going on? Does China need to land in Canada to invade this country eventually?
Yeah, probably.
I mean,
they ain't coming through Cali. Right?
Well, Gavin Newsom probably let him in the front door. But
it'd be tough to come through Mexico too, obviously.
Are you sure? Because 700,000 people just walked in. That's larger than the entire population of Boston.
Yeah.
Just
walked
walked through.
I'm saying the militaries are pretty strong in those areas.
Of course. But so don't get lost on the fact that China has a 100-year plan. Right? What is America's plan for the next fucking 6 months? Yeah. They don't know. Yeah. They can't even pass a budget, bro.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, China's out there like, yeah, we're on year 57 of our 100-year plan. What do you think's going to happen in year 70?
Yeah.
Okay. Right? I mean, so it's got to be, it's an inside fucking job to take this country down to it just make it pitiful. And that is why, my friend, they're afraid of Trump, because he embodies masculinity.
Yeah.
He riles up that primal instinct in men that haven't been feminized yet by their fucking teachers and their liberal weirdo moms.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, look, okay, there's liberals and then there's liberal weirdos. There's people on the right and then there's right-wing extremists.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
But let's not pretend that white supremacy is the biggest threat facing our democracy. Get the fuck out of here. You don't know what you're saying.
I couldn't believe that.
I can't believe it.
Hey, listen, are there crazy, is there a dude in Louisiana who ain't never seen a black guy in his life,
course.
and he drink Budweiser, and he gonna shoot anybody that come on site?
Of course,
yes,
sure.
some of those dudes exist, but that's not
Sure.
us. That's not
No,
like regular.
So and I'll see comments, right? They'll spell America with 3 Ks. Do you know how many people are actually in the Ku Klux Klan still?
You know that I don't know. I mean, it's not like I see
it's less-
motherfuckers wearing hoods all the time. You know what I'm saying? I haven't never seen one.
It's less than 3,000.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Less than 3,000.
I've never met one, and I'm white. As you guys can see, I'm clearly white. I don't know anybody. None of my white friends know of any of them. I've never heard of them. I've never seen them.
I identify as African.
Right?
You understand?
Yeah.
Like, nobody wants to look up the fucking statistics.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, just think about comedy, right? Like, my buddies send me funny shit all the time from the 80s, like Saturday Night Live skits and shit.
Yeah.
Dude, like, finding humor in racial humor is gone. Like, you know, we used to make fun of black people. We used to make fun of white people. We used to make fun of Indians
the
and
white
Asians.
dorky guy.
Bro,
the smooth talking black guy, or it's just
You can't do it anymore, bro. Half of the movies we used to watch in the 80s when we were kids, Trading Places, will never happen again.
Yeah. And it's some of the best
It
comedy,
was just
too.
fun because they didn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that's what is
I
funny.
think it actually unites people. Believe it or not, I think that actually unites people. Because especially when you have a comedian that, like the black guy, like I love black comedy, by the way. So
Yeah.
I love it when they clown a white guy being the dorky.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hello, Mr.
it's
Jones.
right. I don't take it as an insult.
I don't either.
Yeah, because it's kind of true. That's why it's funny. And then the same thing,
So hold on a second. You're not telling me that an Indian's accent isn't funny to an American?
Yeah.
I'm an asshole
It's not an
because
indictment on their beliefs.
No, of course not. Because listen, I look up to the Indian community. They're the fucking richest ethnic group in this country.
Crazy.
Their work ethic is unmatched.
Yeah,
they just have a funny accent. Just like some people from the north think Southerners have a funny accent.
Yeah.
Does that make us assholes? No, it's just a funny observation of our world. That's our fucking truth. Why does everybody have to be just quiet? Shut up. Toe the line.
Yep.
Nothing's funny because it's offensive. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah, I heard Joe Rogan. I think even Kevin Hart were talking about it on a podcast. How
that guy's amazing.
Comedy's challenging right now. It really is.
How can they do anything?
Yeah.
And the guy, well, here's the thing. Like Dave Chappelle doesn't give a fuck.
No.
He's out there saying whatever the fuck he wants. And guess what happens? They pick it up. They throw it on a YouTube reel or an Instagram reel.
Yeah.
And the guy gets 40 million views for a 15-second clip of him just being him.
Yeah.
And he doesn't apologize for it. That's why he can't ever be canceled. Right? So,
He's brilliant. He always ties
Brilliant.
it back. If you listen to how he builds things, he's actually building it, and then he's proving his political point after about 7-8 minutes of building the story. It's
incredible.
Yeah.
No, dude, how he told the story about how Donald Trump became a star.
Yeah. Oh my
I mean,
God.
it's. Do you remember Trump doing that? It was like,
course,
of course, I didn't pay any taxes because I use the same loopholes that you do. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's just like, boom. Oh man. So, yeah. What else do we got on the list here?
Well, I mean, I think how long have we been on for? Do you think?
48.
48? I don't know. I think I was just going to talk about, we're talking about conspiracies and stuff with the Durham report and all those kinds of things. I think there's a big My belief is this. I think there's a real banking issue going on again.
Yeah.
Major.
Oh, of
I'm
course.
convinced.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you know this or not, but because you're saying you didn't know much about it, but I believe for every deposit that a bank has
They lend 10. Yeah, it's fractional reserve.
during COVID,
Yeah.
they reduced it to 0.
Oh, they couldn't lend?
Yeah, this is no.
Oh, wow.
I think it's either 1 or 0. I can't remember. So they're lending out. They don't have 10% of reserves.
No, they don't have shit.
They don't have reserves. So it was an emergency.
Oh.
It was an emergency. I don't even know what you'd want to call it, act, bill, whatever it was, law, whatever it falls under, right? Regulation. That was an emergency, and I wish we had the technology to set all this stuff up, but don't worry about it. It's fine. But I'll show it to you later. It was an emergency reaction to COVID because they wanted to keep the economy stimulated. So what they said is to the banks, forget the 10%, just lend out.
Oh, whatever you want. Oh, wow.
And here we go. So clearly what's going on,
Yeah.
there's no money in there. And once this
Nope.
economy comes to a halt, right, like this, and I'm not saying everything's gonna fucking tank, but there's clearly a major banking crisis going on right now.
Something.
Major.
So, like I know that Silicon Valley Bank, they were heavy stake in the FTX. Dude, that FTX thing fucked up a lot of stuff.
It's
A lot of stuff. So you're like,
Yeah.
you're a big Bitcoin guy.
yeah.
I
just
know,
bought some
I
more
was a
today,
crypto
yeah.
guy for a while. But so what I was doing,
Every time I get like $20,000-$30,000 check, like let's say I got
you just
like
buy one.
50. No, usually half of one.
Okay.
Yeah. I gotta get 15. Put 15 grand in this.
Okay. Well, so I was dollar cost averaging Bitcoin $150 a week,
Yeah.
and then depositing it into the Earn program, right? So the early staking shit at Gemini. So all this COVID stuff happens, whatever. I'm like, oh, I got like, half a Bitcoin or whatever now. Let me pull it out of Earn. No. What do you mean no? This is right after all the FTX stuff. I was 7 days late. The whole thing collapsed, bro. That was like 2022. So the FTX thing ranged from, small banks like Silicon Valley Bank all the way to crypto exchanges like Gemini and all these diamond partners that were, man, it's crazy how the financial web is weaved. And one little piece collapses and it's done. So Regions Bank went down, Signature Bank went down.
Oh yeah.
All of these banks. And the company,
These are credible.
Dude, the company that bought mine banked with Signature Bank.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean there's no payroll this week? Well, we technically don't have a bank account. So they finally sorted everything out, but
So I think what will happen is, so I'm just trying to forecast. Clearly,
that's what I meant by I don't know much about it. I haven't studied it enough to even formulate something. So go ahead.
No. So I just think we're going to see a repeat of 2008 in the sense that there'll be a major banking crisis and the government will have to come to the rescue. Chase and these Bank of America will have to buy all these thousands of banks, and then they're going to have to inject $12 trillion
So what we're talking about is purposeful consolidation.
Yep.
What does that lead to?
I think it sends Bitcoin to $2 million.
Okay, Bitcoin,
Convinced.
one thing, but what about, you saw the Fed now shit, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Dude, if they're doing what China is doing, their money expires. If you don't spend the money, it expires.
Yeah, that's, I think I could be wrong, but I think DeSantis already put into effect.
Yeah,
that-
26 states have done that.
Have they? Okay, yeah, thank God.
But-
we're not going to opt into that. That's crazy.
No, that's suicide.
Yeah.
But, if
If
you
you're
believe,
too heavy, you can't buy ice cream. If you
yeah, bro,
smoke too much, you can't buy.
if you speed,
Yeah.
if you're going too fast in your car,
Oh my God.
yeah, oh, you just fine. You don't even have to write you a fucking ticket. It'll be 180
You bought
bucks.
too much alcohol this week.
Too much chicken.
many cigars.
Too much red meat this week. Sorry.
Jesus.
Like, dude, anybody that wants a cashless world is out of their fucking mind.
Yeah.
So I think that all kind of.
Yeah, you think that? So
I think it all percolates a little bit into that pot of these financial collapses, because if you consolidate power into one spot, it can control everything. Bank of America is the largest bank in the country.
Is it?
Yeah, they have. I don't remember the numbers, but it was almost twice as much as Chase.
Oh wow.
Based on what I saw. And then It was a City Group.
So that makes them one of the biggest banks in the world, clearly.
Oh yeah, BOA is huge.
Yeah.
And dude, that whole consolidation started when I was a kid. Because I remember when I was a kid, my parents had a Rochester Community Savings Bank deposit, right? And it was right in Webster. I think they turned the fucking building into a McDonald's. But it turned into a dry cleaner. Anyway, right after college, so when I remember like 98, 99, well, that shit was gone. And it's now Bank of America. So they've been consolidating these banks for a long, long time. Yeah. So China has a 100-year plan. You think the people that are running this corporation we call the United States doesn't have a 100-year plan? The country itself doesn't have a fucking plan.
Yeah.
The country itself doesn't know what defines a man or a woman anymore.
Yeah.
Right?
I got an easy one for you.
Go.
When your body, let's say what's it called when you, let's say you pass and they, not ferment your body, but they burn your body. Let's say cremate your body. Mm-hmm. Let's say they get to the point they cremate your body where it's just skeletal. Mm-hmm. You can tell.
I know. Yeah. Female pelvis is totally different.
To deny that is totally disingenuous.
Never mind the fact that the XY, XX chromosomes define exactly what you are in nature, and it's been that way for fucking ever. And now we're arguing about it because your college professor told you that there's a possibility something is different about you. Yeah. What the fuck? We had tomboys when we were growing up.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Those tomboys became hot girls in college.
Yeah, or they were badass soccer players. Or that, take Abby Wambach.
Yeah.
Like she went. I think she grew up in Brighton.
Yeah.
So I remember I just kept hearing about this girl. For you guys who don't know, Abby Wambach's one of the best women soccer players ever in the history of the world. Yeah. And she's from our hometown.
Right.
And I remember when I was in 9th grade, they used to always tell me about this girl who played with the guys. And nobody, whatever,
Yeah, but what's somewhat?
No, that's my point. Is that's all that was thought of her.
Of course.
Yeah. She plays with the guys.
So what are we talking about?
She's a physical marvel for a woman.
Of course she is. Yeah. No, she's extremely talented. That's amazing. If she likes women, so what?
Yeah,
I don't care what your sexual preference is, but don't make us all fucking play pretend. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Is everybody's getting fucked up, man. I don't know, man. I think I have to homeschool my kids.
I was reading a book on this too.
We're going private. We're going to go private school.
Well, no. What I was going to say is that usually if there's some unsureness in the early teens or 10, 11, usually puberty sorts it out. Right. So it's like. So and listen, do I think there's rare cases? Of course, but let that puberty occur before you make this
life-altering decision.
Right. Life-altering is almost like not even like enough word for it. It's like, But anyway, let puberty play out, and
right,
and see where it goes from there.
So, but think about it, right? When we're kids, our parents were the ones that controlled our lives.
Yeah.
Now now all they got to do is cry to their teacher. The teacher cries to the superintendent. Superintendent gets fucking whoever they need to get involved, and all of a sudden your kid's being abducted and taken for gender reassignment studies. And they changed the definition of gender dysmorphia in the 90s or some shit.
Yeah.
It was classified as a mental illness. Now it's just how you feel.
When I was in, I studied psychology, so I was in college in 2003, and I remember reading it was, like you just said. Yeah. I got a cool thing, not to go off tangent, and I know we want to be done soon, but I think I've solved the abortion topic.
Let's hear it.
Okay.
The Burgers with Eric podcast solves a 50-year mystery.
Solved it. I really think so.
Okay.
So now I think this is the best compromise.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the argument? Ready? So clearly this is over here and over here. People, there's no middle ground here. And I think everybody gets the other side too. They're like, I get how tough it is.
Yeah.
Why don't, just like alcohol, we put an age limit on it?
An age limit on what?
Abortion. You are allowed to have an abortion up until 21.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay.
Make it 28, and I'm good.
But my argument is if you're So if you're a 23-year-old woman, because here's what I don't like about this is I have friends who have had 5-6 abortions, and I don't like it being used as birth control.
Of course not.
And I think that is
Completely fucked up.
disgusting in my opinion, right? And I do think that's murder, right?
Yeah.
So my thing is, if you're a 24-year-old woman, you are responsible enough to make your own decisions. So why did you go all the way up to 28? Just curious.
Because
Not to put you on the spot, but I'm just curious
without being offensive. Okay. So
tread lightly.
Yeah, because 28 is about the end of their peak fertility. That's why. It just is what it is, man. Yeah. And again, my kids are IVF kids, and my wife was very healthy. She's just had some female condition.
Yep.
But she was also 35, 34 or 35 when we had kids. So 28 is when the fertility issues are starting to happen. And I'm watching my neighbors go through it. I'm watching all kinds of people go through it. So, yeah.
But here's my gut.
I would make it 28.
I don't. So, but this is a fascinating. Isn't this a great discussion to start?
Yeah.
And then maybe there's a meeting of the minds where we come to 20. Like me and you. Okay, we say 24.
Eric, it'll never happen. It's to tie.
I know.
We're going to tie it right back to the religious fanatics that are in Iraq. Okay, my body, my choice. That's that and the other thing. Okay, so this is an interesting take I heard on Instagram the other day too. Okay, fine. You want to opt out of being a mom? How come we're not giving men the opportunity to opt out of being a father?
Chappelle jokes out about that.
Chappelle
jokes and he kills it.
I mean, what the fuck, right? Because we're all about equality now. Isn't that the feminist lie? Is that we're equal? Because we're not.
I think it's worthy of a conversation. I think age limit is worthy of a conversation.
Oh, I agree.
It's worth putting on the table and having a conversation.
I agree. I don't agree in banning it. That sounds ridiculous.
Yeah.
And again, here's an unpopular take. Most abortions, in my opinion, are just eliminating future Democrat voters anyway. I don't understand why the right is so fucking against it. Yeah. Other than, you have to hang on to the religious, the evangelist votes and all of that shit. But go ahead. Whatever you want to do. Go ahead. No, look, man, I don't care either way. It's not affecting my life if you choose to abort your unborn child. It's fucked up, but it doesn't affect me, right? Yeah. So do what you want. Just like if I want to drive my car 150 miles an hour, I'm going to do it. It's against the law. I shouldn't be able to do it. But if I hit somebody, then I'm an asshole. That's the difference. You see the difference?
Yeah, of course.
One's exceptionally dangerous, and I'm not fighting for it. But do what you want. Yeah. It is their body. It is their choice. Okay, fine, whatever. It doesn't affect me. I don't care.
But my thing
I don't care either way.
I don't think it is. So it's also someone else's body.
I agree with that too.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
that's where the gray area comes. Like, when is it actually a human life? And
vaccine, my body, my choice. Yes, but now we're talking. But the challenge is we're talking about, right? And I agree. My body, my choice. I don't want the vaccine.
Right.
So that argument holds up, right? So, but we're talking about another person. That's where the challenge comes in.
So if you kill a pregnant woman, why are you charged with double homicide? If it's not a person, right? They can't fucking. Yeah. The politicians can't wrap their heads around that one. But again, in the religious eyes, contraception begins when the penis touches the vagina. You know what I'm saying? But what is scientifically true? I don't know. It's not an issue I ever really gave two fucks about because it is what it is.
We were just getting into some political stuff, and I just thought I'd throw that out there.
Yeah, that's good.
But last thing I want to say is this too: is the idea of age is really interesting in this country too, because. Obviously, I have all these students now, right, that I'm coaching for Airbnb, and they're different ages, and it's fascinating. I didn't know this, right? The one young man asked me. He said, "How old do you need to be for he's 19. How old do you need to be for an LLC?" And I said, "Well, I'm sure it's just 18."
Right, 18.
So I Google it. He's actually in Jersey now. In Jersey, you have to be 18. Florida can be any age.
Yeah.
I love that, because what if you're 16 years old and your mom and your dad pass and you have a real good business idea and you're like, why should you stop anyone of any age to start a business?
No, you shouldn't.
There shouldn't be an age
The
requirement on an LLC.
No. Where my head is going with it
Yeah.
is why don't I open LLCs in my kid's name, put their shit into a trust,
Yep.
and move their bank accounts into that trust. Now nobody can take that, touch it, anything,
Yeah.
forever. And they're already set up.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
See, I told you we didn't need to come up with one. Like,
Yeah, we can do this for hours. Bro.
yeah.
And just so you guys know, this is just our regular conversation. This is what we do. We catch up once, twice a week. Dude.
Yeah, we're gonna put
We're
these
just
damn
recording
headphones
it.
off and just start
It's
talking the same shit.
It's the same thing. This is our life in perpetuity. But yeah, man, what do you want to do? You want to wrap it up here? It's,
I'm
hour
pretty
4.
good. I think for anybody listening to this, moving forward, we're going to try to have Alexis as full time, right? She had
Yeah. She's
she
just
had
not
a nice
feeling good.
dynamic. She's
I
sick,
agree.
but she had a great dynamic. She's got a great If I just say she's
voice-
obviously beautiful.
voice
She's got
is
a
tremendous.
Great voice.
It was her episode
Yeah.
has the longest viewed time of
Yeah.
any other one.
Yeah, her voice is good. She's
Was there some
dope.
creepers out there, bro? And you realize the audience is now 34% female.
See, that's,
Did you look? Did you see that?
I didn't. You
We're
haven't-
probably going to lose some of them after
Oh,
this
God,
episode.
yeah. Think.
And dude, I got recognized.
Yeah, that's so
I
cool.
walked into the flower shop the other day for Mother's Day. Hey, you're that burger guy. I'm like, yeah. What do you mean? She's
That's
like-
really cool.
She's like, I heard you talking about it with the owner the other day. He's like, I just want to let you know I listened to the first 3. They're really good. I'm like,
cool.
Cool, man. Like, I didn't think you would be interested in that, but all right.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't want to say I've been recognized, but one thing I since I've built up a good social media
Yeah,
following,
you have a much bigger exposure than I do.
I will say that there's been times when I feel bad when I get on Zoom with someone or something, and I could tell they're a little like nervous to talk to me. It's almost like there's like a starstruck kind
Yeah,
of
like
thing.
a
and
celebrity.
It's a wild
thing.
effect.
Yeah, it's strange.
So
Yeah.
I just kind of have to be like, bro, I'm just,
Yeah, just a normal guy.
Yeah. I'm not
Right.
Joe Rogan or whatever,
But even Joe Rogan's a normal guy.
yeah.
Like, dude, we'd probably get along really well with that guy.
Oh, for sure, we'd be home.
For sure.
We'd be chilling.
Straight up homies.
He's got great comedy. You ever watch his comedy?
Yeah. No, he's fun.
Oh, he's a riot.
Have you ever watched him kicking a heavy bag?
Oh, he's a beast.
Oh, that's fucking terrifying.
Dude, Joe Rogan's the coolest guy on earth.
Yeah, 100%.
That's one of the reasons you got to get into UFC. It's a right wing sport.
All right.
Joe Rogan's involved. Trump loves it.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
I only have room for football and hockey, man.
You could, dude. UFC. You watch 6 fights a year. Honestly,
Okay.
every 2 months there's a
All right.
big badass fight.
I
That's
know
all
my buddy Dan is doing. We inspired him to start his own podcast on UFC.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he texts me all the time. Rochester guy, owns a CrossFit gym. I'm sorry, Dan, I don't remember the name of your podcast, but it's about UFC, man, and he just took off and he's running.
Wow.
So that's awesome, man.
Yeah,
that was the whole point of doing this, is if we can impact at least one guy to move forward and do different shit with his life that he wants to do. Then
He got motivated off of this.
Yeah.
Good for
He's like, bro, really? I'm like, yeah. Go. What do you want to know?
I'd
Like,
love
boom,
to
boom,
chat
boom.
with him about. I'd love to
Yeah,
get on
dude,
there.
let's get
Why
on.
don't we get on there and have me and him sell you on how badass UFC
I don't
is?
have to be sold. I know. I already know. I'm telling you, I don't have the bandwidth for it. All right, man. We're at 107. I think that'll wrap it, bro. All right. Everybody, thank you for watching the Burgers with Eric podcast. You can get your new podcasts on YouTube or Spotify on Fridays and Saturdays, wherever you get your podcast.